All right, a couple quick things before we announce all the coaches and introduce them to you again. I'm just sitting here watching and listening to Steph and Jim, and I'm just thinking how fortunate we are all to be here. I mean, Stefan's not even, just barely over a week from winning an NBA championship, yet he's still making time to be down here at the camp. When we send out the material about the camp, saying it's a 4-day camp, and Steph's going to be there 3 of the 4 days, he made it a priority to come down here Wednesday night to make sure he was here for all 4 days of the camp. And it's just amazing to me. A couple other quick thank yous I do want to make before I introduce the coaching staff. I do want to thank David Schmidtkins here at Stevenson School. He's the director of summer programs. He makes this possible for us, and all the staff here at Stevenson. I want to thank Sadia Morales with Chipotle. She was the one that provided all the food for us today. Big thank you to Chipotle. Always a big thank you to my wife, Darlene Adiego, for dealing with me when I'm in camp mode and running around crazy. She's back there. I also want to thank Aisha and Riley for letting us borrow Steph for a couple days. Next thing I want to do is introduce our coaching staff that was working with the kids this week. As I mentioned to you guys on Wednesday, the staff that we have at this camp is our all-star staff. We have about 100 coaches that work for us throughout the year, but the 25 coaches that come down here to Pebble Beach are the cream of the crop. A lot of them have been with us for a number of years. We've been running our camps. This is our 16th summer running our camps. A lot of them have been with us for 10 years, some even more. So right now, I'd just like to give you a brief intro on each one of them. We'll start with a coach that's been with us for about 5 years, played his high school basketball at Richmond High School, went on to play at Merritt College, and this past season he played at College of Notre Dame over in Belmont. Always love having him here. Great energy. Corey Spears. Next to Corey is a former camper at Warriors basketball camp. I've known him since he was 8 years old. He played his high school basketball at Foothill High School in Pleasanton, a great player there. He's currently a student at San Francisco State. He's basically an assistant coach. They call him team manager, but I call him an assistant coach with San Francisco State men's basketball program. He does a fantastic job there. Always one of my favorites, Jimmy Rhodes. Next up, another one of our veterans. She played her college basketball at Northwood University in the state of Michigan. She's been here on the West Coast for a number of years. She's been coaching for over 18 years, high school level, junior college level, collegiate level. She's currently at Gavilan College in Gilroy, coaching junior college women's basketball. Heather Stewart. Next up, another former camper at Warriors basketball camp. He played his high school basketball at Bentley School in Lafayette. He averaged over 20 points a game his senior year, led the entire league in scoring as a senior. Played 1 year at DVC, and next year he's going to be walking on at USD San Diego. Let's clap it up for Nate Ellis. Next up, another one of our vets. He played his collegiate basketball at Cal State East Bay, Cal State Hayward formerly. He's the all-time leading scorer at Cal State East Bay. He could really fill it up, does a great job. He's been coaching at the high school level ever since he graduated. He's a teacher as well. Clap it up for Mike Wood. Next up, another one of our vets, a guy I had the pleasure of playing against in college a long, long time ago. He played his high school basketball at Granada High School, great all-league player there. Went on to start at Loney College, then earned a scholarship to Westmont down in Santa Barbara, where he finished off his collegiate career. He's been coaching and teaching at Granada High School in Livermore for the past 15 years. Does a fantastic job, especially with our older players. Brian Hahn. Okay, next up, another guy that's been with us for about 5 years. He played his high school ball pretty close to here in Santa Cruz, Aptos High School. One of the best players, best shooters to come out of that area in probably the last decade or so. He earned a scholarship to San Jose State University, where he played 2 seasons, then finished up his last 2 years at Cal State East Bay. The past 2 seasons was one of the top 3-point shooters in his conference. He's getting ready to graduate soon from Cal State East Bay. Nick Greaves. Next to Nick, another coach, been with us probably 6 years, played his high school ball at Monte Vista High School in Danville. Tremendous player there, defensive player of the year on his high school team. Went on to the University of Arizona, getting ready to graduate soon. Also does some work with our game operations department with the Warriors. Tyler Rucker. Another vet coming up. He played his high school ball at my alma mater, St. Mary's High School in Berkeley. He led his team to a state championship game as a senior. He was an all-state player in high school, earned a scholarship to San Jose State, where he played all 4 years, graduated last year, and he's already started his master's degree over at San Jose State. Love having him around. Alim Moore. Next to Alim, another former camper at Warriors basketball camp. I've known him since he was about 10 years old. I think when he came to camp, he was probably close to 6 feet at that time. Right now, he's close to 7 feet. He went on to play at Encinal High School, went to Chabot College, then finished his career at Sonoma State University. He's currently coaching collegiately at Pacific Union College. Jason Silsdorf. Next up, another former camper at Warriors basketball camp, a guy I've known since he was about 9 years old. He also went to St. Mary's High School in Berkeley, teammates with Alim on that team that went to the state championship. He went on to play at Hampton University. As a freshman, he helped lead his team to the NCAA tournament. He graduated a little while back, and he's pursuing a professional career in basketball. Let's clap it up for Chris Head. Next to Chris, another one of our true vets. He's been with me for probably about 11 years now. He played his high school basketball at Berkeley High School, an all-Bay Area player his senior year, went on to West Valley Junior College in Saratoga, led his team to a state championship game, earned a scholarship to Cal State Fullerton, also helped lead his team to the NCAA tournament as a senior, does a great job coaching at all levels, works at Jamtown over in Oakland right now, does some great things over there. KK Alexander. Next to Coach KK, a coach that's been with us for about 3 years. He played his high school basketball here in the Monterey area, a great high school player. Went on to play collegiately at Fresno Pacific, and he's currently coaching at Monterey Peninsula Junior College. He also helped out with the Santa Cruz Warriors this year, doing some video work for the coaching staff. Also helped them win the D-League championship as well. Pretty good year for all of us. Let's clap it up for Perry Wang. Next up, a coach that joined our staff last year. He played his high school basketball and junior college basketball in the Napa area. He went on to Cal State Fullerton and played a little bit of ABA basketball, professional basketball down in Southern California. He's currently the head men's basketball coach at Pacific Union College, Greg Ron. Next up, a true veteran for us, a guy I've known for close to 15 years. He played his collegiate basketball at UC Riverside, was a tremendous two-guard for them. He joined the Warriors staff back in 2004 as a full-time employee within our youth basketball department. He was with me for about 3 years before he went on to work for 24 Hour Fitness and started up a hoopology program for them. He came up to join us for this week, and we were glad to have him. Let's clap it up for Jason Perkins. Next to Jason, another one of my favorites. She's been with us for about 6 years now. She played her high school basketball at Silver Creek High School in San Jose, an all-league player there. She went on to play at San Jose City College, then finished up at San Jose State. She's been coaching at the junior college level for a number of years now, and last year she received her master's degree in coaching. Does a fantastic job with all of our players. Fritzy Villegas. Next up, another great coach for us, another guy that's been with us for 7+ years. He played his high school basketball in the state of Oklahoma. He came to the West Coast to play at Contra Costa College. As a sophomore, he averaged over 25 points a game. He earned a scholarship to Cal State Bakersfield. As a senior, he averaged about 11 points a game, had a great career there. Also does some great work throughout the Bay Area, works at Jamtown in Oakland, kind of as assistant general manager over there. Does a great job. Clap it up for Randall Harding. Next up, one of our camper favorites for sure, a guy that's not afraid to steal the show at any moment. He's been with us for about 7 years as well. He's been coaching youth basketball for close to 20 years. In high school, he was a tremendous two-sport athlete in both football and basketball at John Swett High School over in the East Bay. Let's give a big round of applause for Ronnie Davis. Next up, another coach with a great basketball resume. He played his high school basketball in the Jacksonville, Florida area. Great high school career, spent a little bit of time in the military, then went on to start at Montana State University. He was an all Big Sky Conference player while he played there in college, and then went on to play 10 years of professional basketball in Denmark. When he was done playing, they asked him to be the head coach of that team for an additional 2 years, and since then he's been coaching some high school basketball here in the Bay Area, East Bay and South Bay. Clap it up for Mark Collins. A few more coaches that I want to introduce. Back there in the tent, I do want to recognize Jenna Pena, who does a great job for us. And our camp intern, Chanel Antonio, who made everything go this week. Clap it up for Chanel. Next up, I do want to introduce our full-time staff members within the Warriors Youth Basketball Department. To my left, a guy that's been coaching with us for about 5 years. He was an all-state player at De La Salle High School, was an all-state player at Citrus College, junior college, then earned a scholarship to UOP, played 1 season there, then finished up at Cal State San Marcos. He was an NAIA All-American his senior year and one of the top three-point shooters in the country. He's been full-time with us for a little over 1.5 years, Jose Rivera. Next up, another guy that's been with me for more than 5 years. He played his high school basketball at El Camino High School in South San Francisco. He went on to UC Santa Barbara, was a team manager for the men's team while he was a student there. And once he graduated, he joined our staff. He's been full-time with us for over 5 years. Operates a lot of our camps throughout the summer and throughout the year at various locations. Does a great job of being extremely organized and making our camps go. Ben Clairfield. He also earned a new title this week of Head of Security at Warriors Basketball Camp. Next, another guy that's been with me for quite a while. He started working our camps back in 2001. At that time, he was the youth sports coordinator for the city of Hercules, was a director for our Junior Warriors League there as well. He's been coaching youth basketball for over 20 years, from the Pee Wee level all the way up to the high school level. This year, as a varsity coach, he coached his team to a league championship over at Head Royce School in Oakland. He's our youth basketball manager, Tony Melendez. So with that said, now it's time to recognize some of these campers for what they were able to accomplish this year, or this season, this session at camp. So we'll call you guys up. We have some various activities we do here at camp, so we'll talk a little bit about each activity. And then the cool thing about Stephen Curry Overnight Camp is the campers actually receive their prize from Stephen Curry. Not too bad. So we'll start with our first activity we're going to talk about is our one-on-one competition. During our one-on-one competition, we incorporate some rules that they may or may not be comfortable with. We limit their dribbles. We do some things that they're not always accustomed to doing. We force them to use their weak hand on the defensive side of the ball. We're really teaching them about their body position and how to force that offensive player to do things that they don't want to do, and they did a fantastic job doing it this week. So we're going to start with our youngest division for one-on-one champion, and we're going to have the Warrior girls help us out with some prizes. So each one-on-one champ will receive an autographed Stephen Curry hat. So when I call your name, come on up. We're going to start with the I group one-on-one champion, Jackson Yep. Come on up. Okay, moving on to the H group our one-on-one champion, Tyler Chang. G group champion for one-on-one, Grant Mosley. Make sure you give Steph a high five on your way back. F group champion for one-on-one, Isaiah Kerr. E group champion for one-on-one, Jason Seibel. D group champion for one-on-one, Isaac Lynn. That high five first, I like it. C group champion for one-on-one, Warwick Price. B group champion for one-on-one, Jack Castillo. A group champion for one-on-one, Jaquan Davis.
How cute.
All right, we'll move on to our next activity. This one's one of Steph's favorites. We do a two-ball competition here at camp. Some of you guys may be familiar with it. We put the spots down on the floor. They're all worth various point values. Two players work together with 1 minute on the clock to knock down as many shots as they can from the spots on the floor. It really incorporates teamwork, taking game speed shots, hustling down your rebound, making a good pass to your partner, and also communication. So it's a fun drill. We actually had a competition where all of the winners had a final competition, and two of the top best two-ball scorers got to go against Steph earlier at camp. So you'll see some of that in that video that we're showing the kids earlier today. But we'll start with our I group champs for two-ball. Come on up when I call your name. Amare Moses and Jackson Yep. Both of them receiving Stephen Curry bobbleheads. All right, moving on to the H group for two-ball. Champions are DJ White, Zachary Fagan. Where's Zach? We will put Zach's in the mail, no problem. Nice job, DJ. All right, G group champions for two-ball, Justin Lamb, Caden Huang. F group champions for two-ball, Jalen Marshall, Aaron Nogaliza. Come on up. E group champions for two-ball, Joe Bowman, Ethan Estati. All right, our next two-ball champions made it to the finals to go against Steph. D group champs for two-ball, Madeline Meadows, Samantha Kirshner. Nice job, ladies. Way to show those boys how to shoot. Next up, C Group champions for 2-ball, Deuce McWhorter and Kobe Deach. Next up's our B Group, the other pair that got to face Steph in the finals, B Group champions for 2-ball, Bear Messenger and Kobe Kiner. And finally, our oldest group, the A Group, 2-ball champions, Mtoa Jones and Oscar Gutierrez. Nice job, fellas. All right, one thing I want to do before we move on to the Atlantic Division, we did make an announcement earlier today. Some of the kids had asked Steph yesterday in the dining hall when he was eating dinner with us if Steph could follow them on Instagram. So we made the announcement today. Here's how it's going to work. Steph came up with this. Everybody email that has Instagram, I don't have it, but you guys do, email me your Instagram name, and your parents have my email address, and we'll put a list together to show Steph. He's going to pick the 5 names he likes the best, and he will be following those 5 on Instagram. Sound like a good deal? I didn't want to forget that. I already got about 20 emails, Steph, just so you know. All right, moving on to our Pacific Northwest and Atlantic divisions, our 5-on-5 teams. We're going to start with our skills competition. Each year when we do this camp, we do a Stephen Curry skills competition. We don't do it at any of our other camps. We make it special for just this session. Requires them to knock down a free throw, dribble through cones, make a chest pass, get the ball back for a left-handed layup, dribble through some more cones, make a bounce pass, get it back, and score the basket on the left-hand side again. And we had the best time for each of the 3 divisions. So we're going to start with our Pacific Division Stephen Curry Skills Competition Champion, who will be receiving an autographed ESPN magazine by Steph. And do we have something else, a pair of socks? A pair of SC30 socks for our Skills Comp champion. Pacific Division champion, Charlie Engs. Come on up. Next up's our... We'll start with our Shooting Star Award within the Pacific Division. This is also an award we only do here at Stephen Curry Camp. Basically goes to someone that does a little bit of everything for their team. Not only can they knock it down, but they're an unselfish player. They play the game the right way. They do a lot of things that Steph does for his team. So we made this award up specifically for this camp. Our Pacific Division Shooting Star Award. Also will be receiving an autographed Sports Illustrated magazine as well as a pair of SC30 socks. Ethan Killian, come on up. Next up's our Hustle Award winner. Hustle Award winner in the Pacific Division. It's pretty self-explanatory. This player, not afraid to dive on the floor for a loose ball, mixes up in the lane, trying to get rebounds, does all the dirty work for their team. Very unselfish. Coach's dream, basically. Our Hustle Award winner will be receiving an autographed Stephen Curry mini ball as well as a pair of SC30 socks. Christian Farias, come on up from the Pacific. I think I helped pick him up from the floor in one of his games today as well. And finally, this is very cool. This is the first time ever at Warriors basketball camp that the Pacific Division MVP gets his prize from the NBA MVP. Most valuable player in the Pacific Division, receiving an autographed Stephen Curry swingman jersey and a pair of SC30 socks, goes to Grant Mosley. Come on up. All right, before we move on to our Northwest Division, next up we want to recognize the team champions from the Pacific Division. Team champions this week for the Pacific Division had a great championship game earlier today. Los Angeles Lakers, come on up. You guys head over to the table. Make sure you give Steph a high five, either on the way there or on the way back. Receiving Under Armour Warriors basketball camp shorts.
She left me hanging.
Very cool, very cool. All right, moving on to the Northwest Division. We'll start with our skills competition champion. Skills competition champion winning the ESPN magazine signed by Steph, as well as some socks. Jason Seibel, come on up. Next up, our Shooting Star Award in the Northwest Division, receiving the autographed Sports Illustrated magazine, as well as some candy rain colored socks. Ethan Fletcher, come on up. Nice job, Ethan. Next up, Hustle Award winner within the Northwest Division, receiving the mini ball signed by Steph, as well as a pair of socks, Justin Lamb. And next up, our MVP in the Northwest Division, also receiving autographed Stephen Curry jersey, as well as a pair of SC30 socks, Garrett Hill, come on up. Nice job, Garrett. All right, now we have our team champions within the Northwest Division. The Denver Nuggets, come on up. Won their championship on a buzzer beater at the Horn today. All right, moving on to our Atlantic Division. We're going to start with our skills competition champion, Stephen Curry skills competition champion for the Atlantic Division. I'm going to shorten the last name on this one. It's Jacob S.Z. Come on up. Nice job, Jake. Next up, Shooting Star Award for the Atlantic Division, Jackson Hayes. Come on up. Hustle Award winner in the Atlantic Division, Renee Luna. And next up, our MVP for the Atlantic Division. MVP for the Atlantic, a guy that's been on this stage before, Malcolm Stedman. Come on up. He lost his jersey earlier this week. Now he's got one. Malcolm. Hey, get Steph out, bro.
Now you know how he did it.
All right, next up, our team champion within the Atlantic Division. I think Steph helped coach them to a championship today in 5-on-5. Our team champion, Philadelphia 76ers. All right, we do have a handful of prizes still to give away, some of our best ones. We have 2 camper prizes still to award, and then we also have a couple coaches prizes. Each week at Warriors Basketball Camp, we have a Coach of the Week award. For this week, we're going to extend it a little bit more. We had some coaches that really stood out and went above and beyond. So this week, we want to recognize best referee at camp this week, who did a lot of extra things outside of refereeing games. And our referee of the week is Nate Ellis. Come on up. Nate also secured an MVP award of our barrel ball game that took place out on the fields yesterday. Before I get to our coach of the week, we basically have our staff member of the week, somebody that did a lot of stuff behind the scenes, check-ins, dining center, dorms, all the little things that help us get through a session like this. She was instrumental in helping us get through it all, so we want to recognize Chanel Antonio, who's back there in the tent. Come on, Chanel, come on over. Come on, Chanel, hustle. Pretend, there we go. Clap it up for Chanel. And Chanel, it's okay if you give Steph a high five too when you come on up here. I'll give you a hug though.
Oh my God. Thank you.
Thank you, Chanel. All right. And finally, our last coach award, our Coach of the Week award, something that, I talked to Tony and Ben and Jose about which coach stood out the most to us this week. Really did a lot of things that, he did them when we didn't ask him to do it. He just knew what needed to be done and he got it done. Another thing he did was organize a tremendous game for all of our campers, Northwest and Atlantic Division, that everybody enjoyed. Let's clap it up for Brian Hahn, our Coach of the Week. We do have 2 final camper awards. The first one is sponsored by Under Armour. It's our Under Armour Performance Award, something that they asked us to find the best athlete in camp, somebody that's going hard in all the drills, competing hard in everything we do competition-wise, and does a fantastic job on the floor. So our Under Armour Performance Award, we're receiving a pair of socks, UA lanyard, headband, wristband, an autographed Stephen Curry Candy Rain shoe, and a bag to put it in from Under Armour. Performance award goes to Guy Tall. Guy's from Israel, but he'll be attending Berkeley High School next year as a sophomore. And could there ever be a better basketball name than Guy Tall? Our final award at Stephen Curry Overnight Camp is our Camper of the Week award. It's always fun for us to find somebody that just makes the camp so much better. Smile on their face every time you see them. They greet their fellow campers each day when they come in the gym. They pick up balls that are laying around the gym that need to be put away. They help out with everything and also do a great job competing on the floor. Basically, have the best attitude. It was really tough this week because we had such a tremendous group of kids. We had 0 issues in the dorms. We had no attitudes on the court. Nobody getting into fights with anybody on the floor. Everybody just competing and doing a great job. Let's clap it up for everybody first. I think each and every one of these campers have done a really good job watching this guy on the stage and how he conducts himself on the floor and trying to emulate him. And they've done a fantastic job. If they can continue to do that, no matter what they do in life, they're going to be successful. So our camper of the week, receiving an autographed Stephen Curry NBA Finals limited edition ball, Under Armour socks and lanyard, and a camp sweatshirt is Astrid Vayar. Come on up. All right. And Astrid, take a seat on the step so we can have Jack, our photographer, get a shot of you two. Just take a seat right there next to Steph. All right, so we do have a couple more things we need to give, and it's going to be for Steph. So if Steph could come up here and stand up real quick. For a guy that has an MVP award, a three-point championship trophy, NBA championship, I mean, he's done it all. But one thing he doesn't have going on to next year, because last year's expired, is his celebrity Chipotle card that allows him to get a free burrito every day. So Chipotle's here. If Sadia Morales and her staff could come out to the stage. The actual engraved card is actually on its way to Steph, so we don't have that. So we're just going to give him this manila folder, pretend it's the card, and we're going to have our Chipotle folks take a photo with Steph. If we could get Jack to snap that shot. You guys can pose with Steph real quick. Get up there and pose with Steph. And also, Riley thoroughly enjoyed her burrito in a bowl earlier today. So thank you to Chipotle one more time. Hey, if you guys could look at Jack right there, right in the center. And then one more thing we had for Steph. One more thing we had for Steph. She likes to steal the show. We wanted to get all the campers get an autographed portrait of themselves with Stephen Curry. We also took a group coaches shot. So on that group coaches shot we had all the coaches sign around the border of that picture. So we want to give that as a thank you to Steph for everything he does for us. Before I do hand the mic over to Steph for our final dismissal, a couple quick announcements that I want to make sure everybody is aware of. If you did not pick up your photos yet, please go to the tent. We have all of the photos from camp. We were lucky enough to have the Larry O'Brien Trophy down here earlier this week, so every camper took their picture with the championship trophy as well as the MVP, which is pretty cool. I think that's priceless. So make sure you pick those up on your way out. We also have all of the camper goodie bags in the tent, so you receive your photo package as well as the goodie bags. Earlier today, all the campers got to watch a fantastic highlight video that was put together by Janet Fong from our studio team. Janet's right here. Janet was on her feet every day here at camp, capturing all the footage during the 5-on-5 games, during Steph's lectures, everything that took place here at camp, and put together about a 20-minute highlight video that all the campers got to see. That's the DVD that will be sent to you later this summer as part of that photo package. So we don't have that ready for everyone today, but that will be sent to everyone by the end of the summer. So please make sure you guys visit the tent. We will be opening up the dorm rooms shortly once we dismiss, and you are able to grab your belongings and head on out of here. But I want to thank everyone for being a part of it. This is the highlight of our schedule each year. Hold on, guys. Just take a seat. You're not dismissed yet. You're not dismissed yet. This session is the highlight of our year, and this session doesn't happen without Stephen Curry letting us know he wants to be here. So we want to thank Steph again for making this possible for us. Let's clap it up for him.
Just want to say thank you guys all for coming this week. It's truly an honor to come down here and have 150 of the best kids in the area come and play basketball and get to know each other, get better, and compete. Thank you to the coaching staff. You guys make this camp possible with your energy, commitment to making these kids better, and just having a great time. So thank you for the atmosphere that you build. Parents, guardians, whoever's responsible for these kids being here, thank you so much for making that possible as well. And hope everybody had a great time. We're going to do it again next year. I'll be here. Hopefully I'll still be here, so we'll do it again next year. But thank you guys for coming, and we'll see you next year. We're the champs! We're the champs!